Children whose parents fought a lot but stayed together are more likely to divorce than children whose parents divorced. Remarriage increases the risk of divorce. Men are 8 times more likely than divorced women to commit suicide. Children of divorced parents are twice as likely to drop out of high school and less likely to attend college. The rate of divorce after 10 years is 48% for those who marry before the age of 18. Divorced or widowed men are more likely to remarry than divorced or widowed women. Gray divorce rates have risen dramatically over the last 30 years. Ages 28 to 32 could be the best time to get married. Women may experience literal heartbreak as a result of divorce. Compared to the general public, Muslims are equally likely to be married, but are less likely to be divorced. A majority of Muslims would like more support for divorced people in their faith community. Muslims are less likely than those in the general public, Jews, and those that consider themselves non-affiliated to accept a divorced person as a spouse for their child. There are only 2 states in the world where divorce is illegal. Couples who display contempt for each other are more likely to split up. People that live in jurisdictions where it is more difficult to get a divorce stay married longer. Glenn Wolfe holds the record for the highest number of monogamous marriages and thus divorces, with 29. Almost 50% of all marriages in the United States will end in divorce or separation. U.S. divorce rates are higher than those of other continents. Ronald Reagan is the only known U.S. president to have been divorced. The closer a couple is in age, the less likely they are to get divorced. A majority of Americans believe that divorce is preferable to staying in an unhappy marriage. Couples who marry in their late 20s may be less likely to divorce. Social media sites such as Facebook are mentioned in the pleadings of more than half of all divorce cases in the country. %60 of all divorces involve individuals aged 25 to 39. Black women between the ages of 50 and 59 have been identified as the group most likely to get divorced. Mel and Robin Gibson's divorce in 2009 is considered to be the largest celebrity divorce settlement, as Mel paid his ex $425 million. Lawyers and solicitors earn a lot from divorce cases. The celebrity who has been married and divorced the most is actress Saja Gabor, who has been married 9 times. Occupations with the lowest divorce rates include agricultural engineers, salespeople, nuclear engineers, optometrists, clergy, and podiatrists. Britney Spears holds the record for shortest celebrity marriage. Her union with friend Jason Alexander lasted only 56 hours before it was annulled. The marriage rate in the United States is currently 6.8 per 1,000 total population. The average age for couples going through their first divorce is 30 years old. Currently, the divorce rate per 1,000 married women is 16.9. Researchers estimate that 41% of all first marriages end in divorce. 60% of second marriages end in divorce. Wives are the ones who most often file for divorce at 66% on average. People wait an average of 3 years after a divorce to remarry, if they remarry at all. The average first marriage that ends in divorce lasts about 8 years. About half of all mothers who have custody of their children have child support agreements, compared to roughly 30% of custodial fathers. Among parents who have child support agreements, less than half actually receive the full amount of support they are entitled to. "73% of all third marriages end in divorce." The Air Force has the highest divorce rate among enlisted troops of any military branch at 4.3%. The divorce rate among couples where one spouse is in jail or prison for 1 year or more is 80% for men and close to 100% for women. Every 13 seconds, there is one divorce in America. Women who have been diagnosed with cervical cancer are more likely to divorce by 40%. Divorce lawyers need 7 years of education after high school to become licensed to practice law. According to figures from the UK's Office of National Statistics, lesbian couples are nearly twice as likely to end a marriage or civil union than gay male couples are. Husbands who don't work full-time may be more likely to get divorced. 15% of adult women in the United States are divorced or separated today, compared with less than 1% in 1920. The divorce rate among people 50 and older has doubled in the past 20 years, according to the research by Bowling Green State University. According to a recent census survey, about half of all black children in the U.S. lived in single-parent households, where their company caregiver had a full or partial custody. In the United States, the divorce rate is 3.1 per 1,000 people that allow same-sex marriage, and 3.9 in states that prohibit it. Among all Americans 18 years of age or older, whether they have been married or not, 25% have gone through a marital split. Young girls who grow up without their fathers may experience trouble in their relationships. Lack of commitment is the most common reason given by divorcing couples, according to a recent national survey. More lavish weddings may predict less successful marriages. 35% of parents who are now cohabiting were once married. Education may impact divorce rates. Couples that disagree about money and family finances at least once per week are opposed to those couples that disagree one or less times per month about finances are 30% more likely to divorce. Married people who watch porn may be more likely to divorce. People are 70% more likely to end their marriage if a friend is divorced. Divorce is less likely than cohabitee breakups. If a spouse has gained more than 20% of his or her body weight, divorce is more likely. If one partner smokes, a marriage is 75% more likely to end in divorce. New York City. New York is the place most densely populated with divorce attorneys in the U.S. If there is a daughter and no son in a marriage, the union is 5% more likely to end. Having twins or triplets increases the risk of divorce by 17%. January is considered divorce month. Women who have more sexual partners before getting married aren't always more likely to get divorced.